Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Dez Reacts back. Another banger of a video, man. This one we got Polish Special Forces hostage rescue in Afghanistan of January of 2012, right? Man, this is gonna be a good one, right? The JW Grom, I think, was the last Polish ones, and those dudes were badass, man. They're the real deal. So we know this one's gonna be crazy. So if you enjoy the content, please smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Let me know in the comments if you guys enjoy this video or not. Also, guys, I made a Patreon, all right? Like with you guys like the UK police things. So for whatever video that gets blocked from your guys' viewing, so I tried uploading a new police one, it got blocked in the UK and the USA. Any video that gets blocked, I'm gonna put it on the Patreon. You guys will be able to watch it. Links in the description if you guys wanted to check that out. But yeah, it's a pretty good one on there. But yeah, without further ado, let's get it. Give this dude a follow, man. He's good. Link in the description.
On the 10th of January 2012, in the Afghan city of Sharana, a group of Afghan officials were meeting to discuss the security situation in the province of Paktika, a province Sharana was the capital of. Aware of the gathering, 5 Taliban insurgents dressed in military uniforms and using a military vehicle approached the checkpoint with the intention of infiltrating and launching a suicide attack.
That's one thing, bro. Fighting in the Middle East, bro, it was probably crazy, bro. It's the closest thing to a Wild West you can get. Like, you never know who's a bomber, you know, who's a terrorist, who's an extremist, right? And who just doesn't like you, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, bro, what these dudes went through. And I didn't know that each province of Afghanistan had a capital. That's interesting.
Driving up to the checkpoint, they were met by an Afghan policeman who, suspecting something was wrong, began to carry out a detailed inspection of the group. It was then that the militants broke their cover, ramming the checkpoint gate, killing 2 policemen, and heading at full speed for the government's building, where the meeting was being held. Under heavy fire from police outposts, the insurgents were unable to reach their intended target, and so stormed the nearby communications centre instead, taking 4 hostages and killing a further 2 civilians.
Yeah, as soon as there's hostages and civilians getting killed, bro, some type of special forces is on the way. Some type of special forces, whether it's domestic special forces, which would be like, you know, the SWAT team, anti-terrorist units that you guys got in the UK, right? Like, and if it's like, you know, in a war zone, right? Same thing. They're gonna send in the Poles, right? Is that offensive to call Polish people Poles? I hope not. If it is, I'm sorry.
Responding to news of the attack, military assets were rushed to the scene, including US troops from the 172nd Infantry Brigade, 2 US Apache helicopters, several US Predator drones, a contingent of Afghan National Police, and 30 members of the local Afghan Provincial Response Company.
So basically, the terrorists, they are screwed, bro.
Upon arrival, the Afghan police were ordered to launch an immediate attack to bring an end to the hostage situation. Launching 2 assaults, the Afghan police were driven back both times by the insurgents, suffering 1 killed and several more wounded, although 2 of the hostages were able to escape during the confusion. With no breakthrough achieved, the decision was then made to use the Afghan Provincial Response Company, who were holding a security cordon around the area, to conduct a third assault. The Afghan PRC had deployed from Forward Operating Base Sharana, where that morning they were undergoing a live firing exercise with Polish Special Forces when the attack began to unfold. Interesting. The Polish Special Forces were made up of a small detachment of operators from the JWK, who were... Now,
I'm just going to go on a whim now. I'm going to go ahead and try to pronounce this. Jednostka Wojskowa Komandadztwa. JWK. How'd that do?
Assigned the role of training and mentoring the Afghan PRC in Paktika. As news of the attack reached them, the Polish commandos monitored the situation and even offered to help the Afghans with their operations. However, all efforts to intervene were initially denied.
Fast
Then,
roping
following the
in.
failed 2 assaults, the commandos received the green light to deploy forward and join the Afghan PRC in leading the third attack. Arriving on the scene at 1400, one of the Polish operators recalled, "We started preparing our equipment and studying the layout of the building. We realised the insurgents had very strong positions to defend and they expected attacks would come at the main entrance. So we found a small set of stairs from the left side of the building that seemed to be a better alternative. These stairs gave us the possibility to attack from an unexpected side."
Yeah, I feel like that's like common sense though, right? Like, no, I feel like really no special forces unit like that. If it's like a super serious situation that they're going into, no one goes to the front door. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where everyone's expecting you to come in guns blazing, right? To the front door. So they got to be strategic about it, hit it from the side, I guess. Get in there and take them out.
Shortly after arriving, the commandos had drawn up an assault plan, deploying 2 sniper teams armed with the TRG-22 sniper rifle onto 2 rooftops approximately 100 meters from the target, whilst the remaining 8 commandos split into 2 teams of 4, each reinforced with 12 Afghan PRC members, and began moving forward to commence their assault.
It gotta be scary, man, building up to that.
At 14:30 on the 10th of January 2012, the joint Polish-Afghan assault force moved forward to the target building. Quietly scaling the left side staircase and reaching the door at the top that led into the building, one of the Polish commandos used his HK-416 rifle, armed with an underslung 40mm grenade launcher, to breach the entrance. Exploding on impact, the grenade blew the door off its hinges, enabling the 2 assault teams to storm into the building.
Oh, baby. Okay, so we going in loud. They ain't sneaking into nowhere, bro. He had the little 40 mic underneath his gun, grenade launcher, fired that joint, blew the door open. Now we're going in, bro. I would hate to be on the receiving end of these dudes.
Moving inside, the teams proceeded up a staircase and to the entrance of a corridor, when suddenly they came under fire from an insurgent using a doorway to a room as cover. One of the Polish commandos involved in the operation later recalled, "We threw a flashbang down the corridor and he hid himself for a second, and we used this moment to take rooms on the right side of the entrance." One of our operators had a good position to wait for the insurgent to reappear. When the insurgent started shooting again, the operator eliminated him.
Man, these boys are highly trained, man. So they threw 2 flashbangs at him, and as the dude was taking cover behind the doorway, the unit went into the rooms to the right while one operator was staying back waiting for him to reappear, man. So obviously these insurgents aren't trained very well at all, because, you know, most people aren't going to keep shooting from the same exact position, right? They're trained to like shoot and move.
Pressing on down the corridor, systematically clearing rooms on the left and right, the assault force came to the one that was believed to be holding the hostages. Breaching the room, the Polish commandos moved in and came face to face with 2 of the militants, who they quickly neutralised with several bursts of their rifles.
Got him.
A brief check over of the insurgents found that both were armed with suicide vests.
Oh.
With the room secured, the commandos found both of the hostages alive, in addition to the bodies of the remaining 2 of the 5 insurgents nearby.
Bruh, that's the worst, man. Suicide vest. Like, I mean, the operators, they might have been briefed on that. They might have a suicide vest, but until you're faced with that in real life, bro, I bet you it's just like surreal. Like, they killed the guys before they were able to detonate. Like, man, it could have been like one missed shot could have been the whole room going up.
How these 2 died hasn't been verified, although it's assumed that they died of wounds sustained in the assaults conducted by the Afghan police earlier in the day. With the hostages secured, the joint Polish-Afghan assault force conducted a sweep throughout the building to ensure that all hostiles inside had been eliminated, a task that was completed without incident by 15:30. The next day, on the 11th of January, explosive ordnance disposal teams moved in to clear the building of any explosives. However, one of the suicide vests detonated, wounding 2 American soldiers.
Oh, man.
Fortunately, both would recover from their wounds.
Oh, thank God. Bruh. What? But yeah, man, that's wild. Like, they're just, you know, going through the explosive stuff and it detonates, bro. Oh, man. How unfortunate is that, bro? I'm glad they survived, though, because that could have been crazy. Over the course of the 7-hour siege, 3 Afghan policemen and 2 civilians lost their lives. No Polish commandos or Afghan PRC members were wounded during the final assault. Dang. RIP to the policemen and civilians, though, for real. Silent affected JWK. Man, if you guys enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Let me know your guys' thoughts and feelings on this video. I feel like the JWK, man, they the real deal. They the real deal. I'm excited to see some more about them. Catch y'all in the next video. Peace.